this first set. Looks like I'll have to hide myself so that you guys can see everything. So during the universal immunization program, the vaccination for protection against a disease was to be done for children of the age 12 years and above. A government sampling survey was being conducted to arrive at the estimate capacity that might be needed to meet the demand completely and vaccinate everyone of age 12 years and above. A man, on being asked, told the census taker that he had 3 children. When asked their ages, he replied, "The numerical value of the product of their ages in years is 360. The age in years of each of them is a natural number not less than 3. The sum of their ages in years is same as the street number where my house is." The census taker ran to the street road and looked at the street number. "I still can't tell," he came back and said. The man replied, "Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you something that can help you decide their ages if you can." The census taker were listening patiently, and the man made another statement which is given in the question ahead. Let us help the census taker by solving the following questions on the basis of the additional information from the statement made by the man. So if you think about this set is about product of 3 numbers being 360, where none of the numbers is going to be less than 4, should not be less than 3. Okay, so you can have a 3 as one of the numbers, which is going to be one of the ages of the 3 children, and then the next number could be something, let's say 4. 3 into 4 into 20, right? 3 into 4 into 30. This could be a combination. You can also have 3 into 5, and then that is going to be 15, and then it's going to be 24. 15 into 24 is 360. So since it's the product of 3 numbers, so there are going to be a lot of different ways. So let's not get into the details. Let's straight away jump over to the questions and let's see what the additional statements are. Yeah, good afternoon, Nishant, Sonali, Vaishnav. Vaishnav, LR and Quant, solve both of them. Good afternoon, Angela. So this is the first question. Okay, so I think I can unhide myself. Okay, if the sum of their ages in years is a perfect square, and the age of the middle-aged child and sum of the youngest and the oldest one is in the ratio 2:3, what is the age of the middle-aged child? Okay, so we have got the youngest, the middle, and the eldest. It is given that their sum is a perfect square, right? And the age of the middle child is to sum of the youngest and the oldest one is in the ratio 2:3. What is the age of the years, what is the age in years of the middle-aged child? So these are the 2 conditions given to us. Okay, so obviously we have here 3 variables and 2 equations are here, and the third equation being the product of all the 3 numbers is 360. If you start solving the 3 variable 3 equation approach, it is going to be very time consuming. So ऐसे questions में hit and try करते हैं. If you have options, we'll be using options. So let's start with the first case. Suppose the middle-aged child's age is 6. That means the sum of the ages of the other 2 is going to be 9. The sum of their ages is going to be 15, right? And 15 is not a perfect square, so it can't be 6. Let's take the next scenario. Suppose the age of the middle child is 8, then the age of youngest and eldest will be 12, because 8 and 12, they are in the ratio 2:3, right? Their sum is going to be 20, and 20 is also not a perfect square. Suppose if we take the age of the middle child as 10, and youngest plus eldest, their sum is going to be 15, right? So it's that 10 is to 15 is 2:3. Then the sum is going to be 25, which is a perfect square. Now, this is not enough. If the age of the youngest and eldest sum is 15, what should be their ages such that the product is 360? So 1 is 10, बाकी दोनों का ब्रेकअप कैसे करें? in what combination shall we break 15 such that out of 360 we already have 10, right? The product should be 360. So we already have 10, we need a 36 such that the sum is 15 for the other two children and their product is 36. So can we say this can be written as 3 into 12? 3 into 12 is 36, 3 plus 12 is 15. So because it matches, the answer is going to be option C. Pretty simple. Okay, the next one. If the sum of their ages in years is a prime number and the ages of the children of two of the children are perfect squares, what is the age of the middle-aged child? So the smallest perfect square above 2 years is 4. Next perfect square we have is 9. So ye do to hoga. Now if you look at the product, it's 36 right now. We need the product to be 360 if we have to multiply the three numbers. So obviously the third child is going to be 10, says that the ages of two of the children are perfect squares, right? Their product is 360 and it is also given that sum of their ages is a prime number. Is the sum prime number? 4 plus 9 plus 10? Well, 4 plus 9 is 13, 13 plus 10 is 23, which is a prime number, right? So we started with the perfect square thing because we have restricted number of perfect squares. So the question asked is, what is the age of the middle-aged child? The age of the middle-aged child is going to be 9 years. Option A. Next one, since it's a theta question, so we have to be very careful. If the sum of their ages is a perfect square, I think it's the same as the first question. And the sum of the ages of the youngest and middle-aged child and the age of the oldest one is in the ratio 2:3. So here the ratio has been changed. It says youngest or middle or oldest ka jo ratio hai, this is 2:3, right? And their sum should be a perfect square. So what we will do is we will very slowly, bahut aaram se, we will take the first ratio such that it is 2:3. So we can come up with 4 and 6. If we come up with 4 and 6, the age of the youngest is 4, the sum of the ages of the other two is 6. Is it like their sum is a perfect square? No. And we will look into the product being 360 later on. The next we can take the value in the ratio 2:3 being, let's multiply it by 3 now, 6:6 and 9, right? Now, is their sum going to be perfect square? 6 plus 9? No, that's 15. Won't make sense. Next, what we can do is make it 4 times. So we will have 8 and 12. So is it that their sum is going to be a perfect square? 8 plus 12? No, it's 20. Next we can take is 10 and 15. So 10 plus 15, is it a perfect square? Yes. Right? Now, their product should also be equal to 360. So can we break down this as 10 into same as 3 into 12? But here the problem is somebody who is 10 years old. Oh, sorry. It's not youngest. It's the sum of the youngest and eldest. That's what I was thinking. Sum of the youngest plus middle is to eldest is given as 2:3. Okay. So that means the eldest one is going to be 15-year-old. Okay? Ye eldest hai. The sum of youngest plus middle is going to be 10. So one number into another number into 15 is going to be 360, right? So if we take care of this, this is going to be 24. Now, can we take two numbers such that their sum is 10 and their product is 24? Though natural numbers such that their sum is 10 and product is 24, it's going to be 4 and 6. So the three children are of 4, 6 and 15 years old. The question asked is, what is the age of the youngest child? The age of the youngest child is going to be 4 years old. Fine. Okay. Next one. The sum of their ages is a composite number and the ages of all the children are in single digit. So what are the single digit numbers which are factors of 360, because they are going to be multiplied to give us 360. So we'll start with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nahi hota hai. We have 8 and 9. Now the product of three of these numbers should be 360. So if we take the largest two, 8 into 9 is 72. 72 into 5 is 360. So we have this scenario, 5 into 8 into 9, such that their product is 360. They are single digit numbers and the sum should be a composite number. So what is the sum here? So we have 8 plus 9 as 17, 17 plus 5 is 22, which is a composite number, right? We don't have to check further. See, I did not start with 3 and 4 because if you think about this, if you take smaller numbers and if you multiply them and you have to reach up to 360, which is a large number, the third number is going to be most probably a 2-digit number, as in the third age. That's why I started with the largest values. I took 9 and 8 both. Okay? It coincidentally aa gaya turant. If 9 8 would have not worked, I would have taken then 9 and 6. Work kar jayega, theek hai, then I'll take 8 and 6. So I'll go start from the decreasing order. Okay. So everything makes sense. Question asked is, what is the age of the eldest child? The eldest child is 9 years old. So theta. So we'll have to type in 9. So 9 of that. The sum of their ages is a composite number and the age of two of them can be considered to be same as their twins. What is the difference between the ages of the child who is not one of the twins and the age of one of the twins? So we have to think of a number x, x and y such that their sum is composite and their product is 360. Now we can write 360 as this is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 to the power 1. Now, if 360 has to be written as one number into the same number into a second number, so can we say we can take this as 2 into 3, that is 6, into 2 into 3, that is 6. So both the 3's and 2 2's are taken. We are left with 2 and 5. So this is 2 into 5. So that this can be written as 6 into 6 into 10. 360 ho gaya. This 360 is the product of three numbers where two of the numbers are same. So far some of the conditions are met. Now there are few more conditions. The first condition being sum of their ages is a composite number. So if I add all of this, this is going to give me 22 again, right? So it is a composite number. So question asked is, what is the difference between the ages of the child who is not one of the twins, that is 10, and the age of one of the twins, which is 6. So the difference is going to be 4. Option A. Next one, the sum in years of their ages is a prime number and the age of the eldest child is double the age of the middle-aged one. What is the difference in the age of the eldest and that of the youngest child? Okay, so we have to think of the eldest as, the youngest as y, the middle one as m, and the eldest will become 2m, right? Such that their product is going to be 360. Now, we have to think of m as a number such that it's double. So 360 can be written as, let's prime factorize it again. So if I want a double, so I can't obviously take this as 9 because 9 ka double kitna ho jayega? 18. 9 into 18, those many 3's we don't have, right? If I take m as 5, that will also not do. What I can do is I can take in m a 2 or a 3 or both of them. Now I can't take just a 2 because the age is more than 2, right? It can't be less than 3. So the smallest that I can take is 3. If I take this as 3, this is going to be 6, but then youngest will become 20. Youngest ka age eldest se zyada kaise ho sakta hai? Not possible. So I can't take a 3. If I take this as 6 and if I take this as a 12, then this will turn out to be 5. Makes sense, right? 5 into 6, 30, 30 into 12 is 360. Now, the condition, the extra condition which will help us figure out कि ये सही है कि नहीं, that if I add all of this, it should result in a prime number. So if I add all the three numbers, this is 11 plus 12, which is 23, which is a prime number. So, I mean, this is the combination we needed. So what is the difference in the age of the eldest and that of the youngest? Eldest is 12, the youngest is 5. The difference is going to be 7. Option C. Right? So, question arises, this set is on the easier side. Can we expect such a set in the CAT exam? Yes, very much. Okay, because anyone who starts using variables and equations, they are going to get stuck. So it was easy because we were doing hit and trial, we were using options, we were using prime factorization in the last two questions. We were also looking at the conditions as that the product is 360 and verifying the combination with the first condition always given in the question. Prime number, perfect square, composite numbers, right? Okay. Next set, I will hide myself. Sai, it is given that the eldest's age is twice of middle one. So middle age is M. So the eldest one is going to be of age 2M. Yeah, good afternoon, Harshita. Okay, so PQRS T, V, W, X, Y, and Z are 10 colleagues working together in a company. Out of the given people, PQR are the developers, ST, V, and W are the testers, and X, Y, Z are the designers. There is an assignment for which teams need to be formed out of the given people by the HR department, subject to the following conditions. A team must include exactly one among PS and X. A team must include either Q or V, but not both. If a team includes S, then it must also include W and vice versa, and so on and so forth. The size of a team is defined as the number of members in the team, and all teams must have at least one developer, tester, and designer. So if you guys have done group formation, you will realize that in such kind of questions, we really cannot find out anything by reading this set, the stem of this set, right? कुछ नहीं कर सकते इधर. The only way to solve such questions is going via the questions. So even reading all these 6 statements will not help us with anything. Okay, we will read them once we come across the questions. So this is our first question. Which of the following can be a 4-member team formed by the HR department? P, V, R, and Z, S, Q, W, and Y, and so on. And the 4 options are first, second, and third are only possible, first, second, and fourth are only possible, and so on. And all the conditions are given here. Okay, so how to proceed? We will be using the options, right? ठीक है. P, V, R, and Z. Is it possible? Because if you look at the if you look at the options, you will realize that second sub में. So we will not be checking second क्योंकि ये definitely बन सकेगा. This is always possible. So we will be checking first. If first is possible, that means the answer is going to be option A or B, definitely not C. A, B, or D, right? If one is false, that means the answer is going to be C or D. Okay? So this is how we will proceed. Let's look at the first one, P, V, R, and Z. So a team must include one among P, S, and X. Okay, fine. From the first statement, P is there. A team must include either Q or V, but not both. Chalo, V hai. Both are not there. If a team includes S, there is no S here, so let's not worry about it. If a team includes one among R, V, and Z, then it must also include the other two. It means all three should be there. So we have R, V, and Z. R and T cannot be the members of the same team. Of course, we don't see T in the first option. R and W cannot be the members of the same team. We don't see W as well. So can we say 1 is also possible because it satisfies all the 6 given conditions? Okay. Now, we'll have to check one more thing. all team must have one developer, tester and designer. So P is a developer, so we are done with the developer. V is a tester, so we are done with V. R is a developer, so one more developer we got, and Z is a designer, so we got the designer as well, right? So 1 is true, so answer C nahi hoga. Now between A and B and D option, we will have to check third and fourth mein se koi ek. Suppose if third is false, as in third cannot be a team, so answer is definitely B option. If third is a team, then answer, or definitely B is not the answer, right? X, V, R and Z. Let's restart. A team must include exactly one among PS and X. So we already have an X who is a designer. A team must include either Q or V, but not both. V already we have, who is a tester. A team must include Q or V, but not both. Acha, theek hai, done with this. If a team includes S, there is no S here. If a team includes one among R, V and Z, then other two should also be there. This is also fine. R and T cannot be the members of the same team. We don't see a T here. R and W cannot be the members of the same team. We don't see a W here. So all the 6 conditions are met. We need a developer. So R is a developer. So he is a developer. So we have one person from each of the 3 categories. So that means third is also possible. So answer B to nahi. Now between A and D, we are stuck. That means we'll have to check fourth as well. Let's restart. P is there from the first statement and P is a developer. Q or V में से कोई एक चाहिए. Q is already there, V is not there, and Q is also a developer. A team includes S, there is no S. If a team includes R, V and Z, then it must also include the other two. Definitely R, V and Z are not there. R and T cannot be together, so we see a T, definitely R is not there, and T is a tester. R and W cannot be the members of the same team, we see neither of them. Now Y is there, Y is a designer, so perfect. We have one person from each of the 3 categories, that means fourth be possible hai. The answer is going to be option D. Right? So D is the answer. Next question. Who cannot be a member of a team of size 3? Who cannot be? Right? So what we will be doing is we will be taking one by one every option and see can we form a team of three using that particular person. So suppose if I take an X, that means I have taken a designer, right? So first statement is done. A team must include Q or V, but not both. Now Q is a developer, V is a tester. So I will put Q/V such that I will have a developer or a tester, whichever is required. So we will have 2 people, done with the second statement. If a team includes S, then it must also include W and vice versa. Let's not include S, otherwise 4 log ho jayenge. If a team includes one among R, V and Z, then it must also include the other 2. Now the problem is, if I include V here, so I will have to include R and Z also. That will force us to have a team of 4 members. So that means we will not take V. क्योंकि V लेंगे तो R और Z भी लेना पड़ेगा. That means we have a designer, we have a developer, we need a tester now, right? R and T cannot be the members of the same team. So let's bring in T, right? Since T is a tester, we can bring in a T and such that T is there, R is not there. Perfect. R and W cannot be the members of the same team. We did not include any of them, as in either of them. So we have one designer, one developer, one tester. It's a team of size 3 and yeah, very much possible. So can we say X can be a member of the team? So X is not the answer. If you look at the next option, Q, Q bhi hai. If you look at the next option, T, T bhi hai. So coincidentally and fortunately, we formed a group with an X and we got a team of XQT, which helped us figure out the other next two options also are going to be a possible member of a team size 3. So we very quickly get the option D as the answer. Right? Next one. Which of the following cannot be a member, 5-member team formed by the HR department? So again, we will go option by option and we are supposed to find out which cannot be such a team, right? Let's look at P, V, R, Z and Y. First statement says P chahiye hai and P is a developer. Next, Q or V mein se we see a V. So, and V is a tester. There is no S here. So, koi dikkat nahi. Fourth statement says R, V and Z, all three should be there. So, we have V, R and Z. Z is a designer. So, we have a developer, tester and designer. Let's not look into what R is, right? R and T cannot be the members of the same team. So, T is not there. Perfect. R and W cannot be the members of the same team. R and W dono nahi dikh raha hai. So, sixth be perfect. So, can we say A can be a 5-member team? Right? Now, if I look at the last two conditions, no, you should not write RT and RW together. So, we have T and W, there is no R here in this 5-member team, right? So, B may be a group. Here we see an R and a T. So, it goes against the rule number 5. So, C is that particular 5-member team. That is not possible. So, एक एक करके check करने की जगह पे it was better if we look into 5th and 6th statement because that was easier to find out in the options, right? So, C is the answer. Next, what could be the possible size of a team that includes W? So, let's go back. We already have seen that when we have a W, we can have a team of size 5 for sure. है ना? बिल्कुल बना सकते हैं. So, answer is not option A and D. It's going to be B or C because it's team of size 5. Now, we have to find out, can we form a team of size 4? Let's use the previous questions. That's exactly how we should be using. Remember, W is here and it was a 4-member team and sare teams possible the. So, can we say we can have W and we can have a 4-member team as well? So, answer B. So, this is how you deal with sets where the questions are related. Okay. Answer or solution to one is going to help you in the next one. Right. So, B is the answer. Next, what would be the size of the largest possible team? Now, we know that 5 to hai. Let's try to maximize it. Now, we know that exactly 1 lena hai. PSX में से, right? Suppose we take S, okay? If we take S, so P and X cannot be taken. So out of a total of 10 members, 2 लोग नहीं ले सकते अब, ठीक है? P and X, they are gone. Now, between Q or V, we are going to take one of them. So, let's take V. There is a reason why I am taking V is, so Q is also gone. Because once I take a V, I will be taking R and Z as well. Right? Now, if I take an R, I can't take a T, I can't take a W. Right? So, five members are gone. We can't take them. Next is if a team includes S, then it must also include W. Now, there is a contradiction here because S ke karan W aa gaya, but it says that R and W cannot be together. So, we can't form this particular group of 5 members. So, can we say we can't start from S? Right? Or if we start from S, we can't take V. But since we need to maximize, So let's start with the fourth statement. Ki R, V and Z, let's take them. The moment I take R, V and Z, T and W, they can't be taken. So let's remove them, right? Z is taken, V is taken, R is taken. Of course, we can't take S. Now, between Q or V, only one can be taken. So can we say we can remove Q also? If a team includes S, then it must include W and vice versa. So S big here. I should have crossed it rather than dot. We can't take S because W is not there. Between P and X, we can take a P, right? So P is taken. We can't take an X because P is taken. We can take a Y, right? So can we say that we can form a team of only 5 members? 6 भी नहीं हो सकता, right? The largest possible we took. We can't start with S. We tried with P. If we start with X, X भी एक बार try कर लेते हैं. Let's say we have an X. Between Q and V, let's take a V. Now, once we take V, we will have R and Z. Since we have R, we can't take T, W, and so on. So we have X, we have Z, we have V. We can't take a Q, we can't take a P, we can't take an S. Since R is there, we can't take a T, we can't take a W. R is taken. So we can have a Y. Again, 5 members, right? So only 5 लोग 5 लोगों का maximum team बना सकते हैं. Okay, next. How many testers can be a part of a team at a given time? Okay, so instead of trying to figure out all the scenarios, let's look at the previous all the groups that we have formed and let's find out how many testers we have had. Let's start with the very first question. So in the very first question, Z is a designer. SQWY में क्या था? See, in the first one we have one tester here. So S is a tester, W is a tester. So can we say we can also have 2 testers, S and W? 2 tester तक allowed है. 1 and 2, they both are possible. Okay, next one was with these 5 members. So we have S is a tester, T is a tester. ये नहीं बन सकता था ना. V is a tester and W is a tester. So can we say we can have 3 testers even? 1 be possible or 2 be, 3 be? See, the options already gave us the answers in 2 of the questions, right? So can we say we can have 1, 2 and 3 all are possible? We can have 1 tester in the group, 2 testers as well as 3 testers. It will save us a lot of time here, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3 all are possible.